Well guys, I make no secret of my disdain for season 1 of Netflix's Stranger Things. I found it totally derivative, predictable, pushing certain agendas, just quite a mess, honestly. Appealing to the nostalgia, and that's why you liked it. But I said it wasn't the worst thing ever, and I would come back and watch a season 2, or at least the beginning of it. And I've got to say, I love season 2 of Stranger Things. And you know, I love almost nothing.
Vaughan Jog Vlog.
Let's start off here by saying there's not going to be a lot of spoilers, if any. Who am I kidding? There's going to be spoilers. So the point here is that the first season, it's like how much stuff can we rip off? We can just steal from the collective works of Stephen King and Steven Spielberg. It's pretty much proof that their lawyers are asleep at the job. But as you go on, you get into a second season, they drift away from all that stuff they were paying homage, ripping off. They drift away from that and they have to tell an original story. And that's how I found it engrossing. Yes, it starts off a little slow. Season 1, you have a kid goes missing. Granted, he's boring as all hell. Some lab rat chick with powers escapes, and a monster's on the loose. Pumpkins are dying. There's a lot of squirrels over here making sounds. It's kind of scaring me, though. Maybe a Demogorgon gonna get at me. Anyway, so, yeah, it's not really the most intriguing thing, but it's original, and I stuck with it. Now, you have some new people in town, okay? First of all, we've got Bob. Just Bob. Super Nerd Bob. Yeah, this is Sean Astin. And he is playing the sacrificial lamb. Barb 2.0. He is here to get killed off so that you know that there's an actual threat and then everybody has to be sad. Oh, but don't worry too much because he's just a nice guy. And that shows how evil these new creatures are, okay? Then we have Paul Reiser, who I fully expected to be up to some shenanigans. You know, because he played Burke in freaking Aliens, right? And you know that's got to be why these guys are there. They were in stuff in the 80s that the guys made this like. Let's put them in, right? Then we have this redheaded kid. They call her Mad Max for no particularly good reason. She has some skills that boys are mostly into, be it arcade work and Dig Dug, which by the way is not a tough game. And she can skateboard. Oh, but we have Mike, doesn't really like her. Remember lead boy from season 1? Mike? The guy who's just kind of a narcissist and everything's about him. Well, okay, he does try to help out Will, but why does he not want this chick around? Oh, because he misses 11. Yeah, our group of nerds doesn't have a roster slot for the girl that wants to join, who has skills and really has no business hanging out with these guys. We don't want you here, right? You know, I like the way how his character gets pushed to the background. Also, Will's older brother, a creepy photographer kid, only one mention of taking photos in season 2. And he just says, oh hey, I don't shoot on Polaroid. That's it. Like, this guy's getting pushed to the sideline. Natalia Dwyer, that how you say her name? The skinny bitch who has no business being on the show because she obviously has an eating disorder and it's incredibly reckless for any producer to allow her in. Pushed to the sideline. Who gets brought up? Well, the real lead here is Hopper, the chief. He's the one who's tied into this the most. He's the one who has to go and really get his hands dirty. He's the one who's dealing with 11 when she's having hissy fits out in his cabin. He's the one who has to deal with Will and his mom and just Bob. Yeah, he's the one getting stuff done. But also, Lucas, token black guy. He really steps up to the plate. You know, now they start giving him a discernible character. More importantly, Dustin. This is really everybody's favorite nerd of the group. This is the one with the attitude. He was Chunk in season 1, but now he's coming into his own. He's showing that he has likes and interests, and really him and Lucas are fighting over Mad Max. But not necessarily fight. You know, like, you always had a best friend who both of you dig the hottest chick around, right? But if one of you got her, you know, you feel good for him, right? Bros before hoes, that's bro code. But our real hero of season 2 is Steve Harrington. This is a guy who I thought had an actual arc in season 1. One of the few people who did on the show. In season 2, he makes it obvious. This guy goes from being your stereotypical jock douche who bangs the chick, and now she's cheating on him, so you don't even want her with him. You're like, she's not good enough for Steve. Because Steve now, he has adopted this like mother figure, okay? He's there babysitting, he's taking care of the kids, he's teaching Dustin the ways of the warrior. This isn't his family. He doesn't have anything at stake. You know, he could very well just segue out of this, but instead he is there kicking ass, or at least trying to, all in the sake of being the righteous dude that he is. I think that playing Ferris Bueller in those Domino's commercials really rubbed off on old Steve here. Now back to Mad Max, she doesn't really have a real purpose to this. It's like her creepy older brother, who may or may not be racist, is kind of hunting her down, and in doing so that provides them with a car so that they can get to the big action climax at the end. But I'm thinking, what's really the point of that? Like, couldn't we just said Steve's BMW was on hand, like shouldn't it have been? So that didn't totally make sense to me. But I really found a lack of outright exploited, rip-off homage scenes and plot points. You know, I'm looking for it because I got a keen eye for that kind of stuff. I can vaguely see a plot that's like Gremlins. You know, you could say that Dart, the new pet of Dustin, is kind of like Gizmo. But of course, Gizmo doesn't get evil. Gizmo is cute to start with. You know, some things don't totally add up because where did all these other demi-dogs come from, right? And it's not like Dart got busy shagging itself, right? And even then, where are we to say that these things should be attacking the town? Because I've seen Gremlins. The Gremlins attack the town. You can't really cover that up. But in this show, oh, all the adults are oblivious. It's a good thing we had skinny bitch and creepy photographer run off and find that tabloid guy. Yeah, so he could expose it in the secret, right? Come up with a secret cover-up to explain Barb's death and shit. Like, that even makes any sense. And then there was one scene that was kind of like Aliens. Come on now. You got Paul Reiser watching some operation on CRT monitors. All these guys enter a cavern, they have body cams. Yeah, that's a little bit like Aliens, right? That's about it. You know, I like the way how things started to come together. Yeah, we're introduced to this gal, Kaya. She has some powers. We're not really sure what they're about. She goes straight in the first scene of the first episode, goes missing for like 5 episodes. But it comes together. Yeah, you could say this might have slowed things down because now Eleven is being showcased in her little Walking Dead spotlight episode. But the reality is that it got her to utilize her powers better. It trained her up. Okay? It gave her some justifiable training, a la what Rey never got. At least in The Force Awakens. So yeah, I can kind of see that working out. I was completely fine with it. You know, there's a sense of urgency to these Netflix series that you just don't find elsewhere. Really. You know, you watch The Walking Dead, we're gonna go attack. Okay, sure you are, sure you are. We're attacking, this time he dies. Okay, sure. No, it's really you padding out the episode. It's always big promise. This looks like a lot of stuff's going down. Let's show a lot of flashbacks. Let's show some flash forwards or a dream sequence. Just anything to give us some space between these commercials to justify people sticking around for the commercials. That's how The Walking Dead, that's how network, that's how cable TV operates. Netflix, you have to tell a story. Yeah, I gotta say that from what I've seen in 2017, oh, it almost pains me to say this because the way I hated the first season, really. But Stranger Things Season 2 may be the best season of TV, actually a web series, on right now.
Like, comment, share, follow, subscribe. Vaughan Jog Vlog is made possible by your support on Patreon. Patreon.com/Vaughan Fry. Because fuck Google.